That is a very good question, to be fair. The thing I'll say about, for example, you gave the example there, Leeds. I wouldn't say they've got players that are better ability-wise, but they just play better cohesively as a squad, as a team. And that's what the problem is at Arsenal. We don't play cohesively.
Okay. So you don't believe that?
I don't like barring the money you spent on them, barring that they are Arsenal. I feel that's what people go by. But just because you spend the money, don't mean they're quality players. Like these players have been regressing for years. You can't tell me a Kevin Phillips can't come in and be better than what Granit Xhaka is giving us, along with numerous of the other players.
Yeah,
we're just saying that because they play for Arsenal.
Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, do me a favor. Don't zoom in on me for this one, because I want to ask everybody here what you guys are thinking. Don't zoom in on me. What I want to know is from all you guys, do you guys genuinely think this can get worse, or do you think this can get better with us going into the January window? Do you see things getting worse, or do you see things getting better? Because last year, us finishing 8th, I genuinely thought that was rock bottom, and I could only see things getting better based on how we finished the season. But do you guys see things getting worse? I'll start with you.
I think it depends, really. If you don't strengthen in January, then it'll get really ugly at the end of the season. But it depends. There's some reports that Kroenke might invest and have permitted the sale of Szoboszlai. If we improve in January, then yes, things will get better. But as of right now, knowing Arsenal in January, we don't spend, so I think things could get worse.
Listen, the way I see it, the next 2 games, I don't think they'll sack him. I generally don't.
You can't.
But it's going to be very toxic these next 2 games if we don't win at least one of them.
But what I don't understand is, why is it toxic, guys? In the summer, everybody was ranting and raving about Arteta. He won us the FA Cup. He said he's getting a tune out of these players that are dead and buried. Pepe played well, like I said. Granit Xhaka seemed to be reborn. Even Mustafi, this stupid ogre, was playing well.
The reason why it will be toxic, because it's a cycle that us as Arsenal fans are very weak, very weak. This has been a cycle for how many years? Whether you don't like the manager or not, these owners are the one that's hired them. Yeah, these owners are the ones that watch the recruitment team spend their money unwisely, keep making mistakes. So where does it end? We sack another manager, the same thing's gonna happen because the recruitment team, and that comes from up above. The only way that can stop happening and also stop making these mistakes is for the Kroenke to actually get serious and actually have a good interest in the club, because they're not interested in the club. It's just a money bank for them, honestly.
So we're not laying any blame at Arteta's feet for yesterday. Is that
no? He has got blame. Of course he has.
But there's the thing, criticizing the manager and wanting the manager out. What we're doing is criticizing the manager, and this is the thing. Arsenal fans need to realize that we're attacking Arteta. We want to keep his job, but really has to fix these little things up because it's getting really annoying.
What things are really?
This right now, I'm going to get on to why I'm Arteta out. Right? Okay, he's not had long to fix these issues, but he's had the 2-week international break to fix certain issues that we have in the team. And when the team lineup came out yesterday and the formation, even I looked at it and went, "Oh, hang on, he's doing something different here. Maybe we're going to take the game to Leeds a little bit." Yeah. But then within the first 5 minutes of the game, I saw the same old rubbish that I've been seeing. You can't have, let's be real, right? Aubameyang, I'm not saying he's the best striker in the world. He's one of the best goal-scoring strikers in the world. And you can't get this geezer into the game, you know? And one of our main strengths at Arsenal, and it always has been, is that we can score goals. We've never been able to defend, so I don't understand why. I can see why he's sort of building a little bit of a base, because the defensive unit was horrendous before he came in. But you're almost relying on this team who have had one defender come in, who's not going to change the whole complexion of the defence at all, in Gabriel. You're relying on the same players to defend for 90 minutes in the hope that you get that one chance. And it's just not working. I mean, I look at it like this, right? But people say he's improved us defensively. Okay, we concede less goals, but it means absolutely nothing if we don't go up the other end and score and we're not getting the results. Because you can draw every single game throughout the entire season. Let's say we don't concede any goals throughout the entire season, but we don't score any goals. That means out of 38 games, we got 38 points. You know? And then I look at it like this as well, right? West Ham. And this is a tweet that was put out by Lee Gunner, by the way. Shout out to Lee Gunner. I don't agree with everything that he says about Arteta, and I don't agree with the fact that he didn't really give the bloke a fair chance before he was even in the job. But anyway, there you go. That's a different matter.
Have you given him a fair chance before he's in the job? Have you done that?
This is what I'm going to come to now, right? West Ham. This is West Ham's run of fixtures this season. Yeah. They played us away. They played Wolves at home. They've played Leicester away, and they've played City at home and Liverpool away. Yeah?
Yeah.
They currently sit above us in the league table with a better goal difference.
Right.
And they've supposedly got a worse manager and worse players than us.
Right.
That's, you know.
It's not on.
So,
it's not on for you. Okay.
Can I say something?
Of course you can.
Bro, let me ask you a question. With all due respect, if the players are this bad as people say they are, and the team is this disjointed and this disconnected from what's really happening, and they don't show effort and they don't show this, and everyone's saying all these things that are going on that are so bad. It's a laundry list of things that everyone's saying consistently that is going wrong at Arsenal. What makes you think if we change the manager tomorrow, everything's going to fix like Thanos snapping his fingers?
Because I don't. It's a tough one as an Arsenal fan because I don't trust this board at all. Even if we sacked Arteta, like I think he should be, I don't trust that they'll get a proper manager in.
They won't.
But you, as a manager, Arteta comes out, like I said yesterday, he comes out with, I'm going to do this. Non-negotiables. But yet Willian still started yesterday.
Well, the thing is, you got to look at it, yeah. For the same year in, year out, the board have promised us the same thing with 3 different managers, yeah. Wenger, Emery, and Arteta. Same promises, broken promises, yeah. And what we do as fans, we turn to the board. Not to the board. We look at the manager every single time. It's on the manager's neck. Oh, we don't buy this player. Oh, well, it's on the manager, being the manager. This is what the board want us to do. They don't want us to look at them. They want us to look at Arteta and say, Arteta needs to go. Really putting pressure on the board.
Don't trust the board. 1 second. I agree with you, Samuel. Brendan, if you don't trust the board, what makes you think sacking Arteta is going to fix the problem? Bringing in, if we brought in Benitez tomorrow, if we brought in Allegri, if we brought in any of these guys who've been proven managers, it doesn't mean our fortunes is going to change like that. We might pick up form a little bit, but in the long run,
you're right. You're
saying, you know what it is.
You're 100%. You're 100% right, but I do believe there are managers out there that can get better performances out.
They don't want this job.
Do you want performances?
They do not want this job. Listen.
No, but you got to look. What manager would walk into it?
They don't want this job. They had a chance before Arteta was even in question. Yeah, Allegri. He told them, "What do you say?" He said something about, "Why do you think I should manage you? Like, what are you going to bring to me?" And they took it as in being arrogant. But that's a manager who's been around the block. He's won things. Enrique said the same thing to him. He asked for promises. Did he want to give it to him? And they said, no, I don't want it. Why are they going to come and take this job? Listen, Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expected to get a different result.
But the thing is, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It makes no sense. I'm absolutely listening to you guys. You guys are saying the same thing as me, I feel like. We're all saying we don't trust the board to pick a next manager. The managers we want are not going to pick us in the first place. Why not if you know, all of us here know we're in a rebuild. Why not trust one man to do it in his image, and then at the end of it, when everything has come to fruition, we can actually be happy because we actually back the guy. Look at Liverpool. The reason why I compare us to Liverpool is not because they went on to win things, is because they backed the manager in a time when he was still not doing well.
However, are you talking about Klopp?
Yeah.
Okay, but the difference with Klopp, Igal,
forget about managerial experience. I'm just talking about the scenario.
But you can't compare the scenario without applying context, because Klopp had won stuff at Borussia Dortmund. Klopp had got his team, underdogs, quite frankly, to a Champions League final, and I've heard people say that they still should have actually won that game to this day. So it's not quite comparable. However,
Adam, you know why it's
God, I'll come to you in a second, but there are things that you're saying that do make sense, and namely, to me, it doesn't make sense for us to be clamoring for Arteta out when the managers we want to come don't want to come to Arsenal, and there's a real lack of other good alternatives.
Was an experienced manager. Fair enough, he never won a big title like no Champions League or anything that you really look at and think, well done. But he had experience. He gave them his list of target, and they went beyond that list of target and got whoever they thought they wanted to get. Why? Because they want a penny pinch. Like, we look at these things and say Arsenal spend. Yes, we spend. But most of the time where Arsenal stray away from other targets, like, for instance, Kante, because they don't want to pay agent fees and things like that. So it's always trying to penny pinch. No matter what the fee is that they pay for the transfer, they know that when it comes to the wages and signing on fee, they can cut corners. That's why they went and got Xhaka. So don't keep telling me, oh, you spend. Or you spending within reasons. Or you spending for quality. Or you just spending that because you know you can save yourself 10 to 15 mil without paying a transfer fee. I mean, not transfer fee, signing on bonus.
We've made our first signing of the window already, just to let you guys know. Our first signing of the window is this kid from Germany, an 18-year-old defender. It looks like they're trying to invest. They're trying to invest in the future. They're not worried. They don't think Arsenal right now, we don't think we're going to win the league this year. We don't think we're going to win the league next year. What they're trying to do is they're trying to line themselves up for 3 years.
Play the youngsters then. Play the youngsters then.
You have to. I agree with you.
To play the youngsters. If that's what you're doing, play the youngsters. Lower the expectation, because the squad ain't good enough for the expectation that we as some fans believe that we should be reaching. So lower the expectations, play the youngsters, let them in, and grow from there. Simple.
Yeah, what I see is that if the squad's not good enough, what do you want Mikel Arteta to do? Because this squad is rubbish. And listen, you put a manager, you throw him into a snake pit. This is what Mikel Arteta is in. It's not an ideal situation here. Most of these players, not even his players. Granted, Xhaka is an Arsenal Wenger player. Yeah? You look at Lacazette, was an Arsenal Wenger signing. You look at David Luiz, he's an Unai Emery signing. So Mikel Arteta has to work with the tools he's been given. He hasn't really been properly backed. Like your Frank Lampard, he got £200 million in the window. If you look at your Jurgen Klopp throughout the years, getting Alisson, Van Dijk, and if you look at even Mourinho at Tottenham, him and Daniel Levy worked well together to get all his number one targets.
From what I understand,
why do we bring the manager?
Wait, hold on. From what I understand is, from the Arteta Out brigade is they want to play good football. That's basically what they want.
Yeah.
But that good football, there's only so far.
Is that what it is then?
With that good football, there's only so far you're gonna get with these players anyway. So you still need to back the manager. So therefore, you end up back at the same position.
Yeah, one thing out of that as well. We've been playing good football with Wenger, and what happened? We played every game, attacked the opponent, and we lost. We got battered. And then the fans started moaning about that.
Entitled fans wanted him out, and now they're complaining.
No.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Brandon, what would you do? What would it take for Arteta to turn your head again? Because I want to know.
I think beating Tottenham would it sway you more if you beat Tottenham?
Of course not.
Not that result.
Well,
man.
realistically, right, for Arteta to sway me back the other way again, he's got to get us in the top 4.
Yeah.
That's the target. That's what he's got to do, and I don't believe he can do it. I don't believe he can do it because I don't believe he's a good enough manager.
But if you put in even a good manager in this job, I don't think they'll get top 4 as well. Because this squad is so behind every single other team. Listen, we're the 8th best team in the country last season. There's 7 teams that are better than us. So even if you put a decent, good manager in there, I still believe he would struggle to make it into the top 4.
So let me ask you on the back of that, Brandon. Let me just ask you one quick question as we come to a close. If Allegri or Simeone or Luis Enrique came in and they finished outside of the top 4, what would your logic or your thinking process be then? What would happen? What would you do?
Look, I get you got to give a manager a time, right? And a lot of you are probably thinking that I haven't given Arteta enough time, but I don't like what I'm seeing. I said it yesterday, right? I don't mind playing this sort of style of football where we sit and let teams attack us and then hit them on the counter if we're playing against a top side away from home. But when we're seeing it against Leeds United, Aston Villa, teams that we should be going to and taking the game to them, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And you can't tell me that another manager couldn't get a better tune out of certain players in this squad. Like, for example, Aubameyang has gone missing since he signed that contract. And a lot of that has got to do with Mikel Arteta's system because we cannot get this guy into the game.
I go right back to what I just said. And I just go right back to what I just said. You can get a better tune out of them with probably a better manager, but where's that getting us? Where's the end goal? Where's the goal? Where are we trying to reach?
That doesn't take away from the fact that, as Brandon said, Arsenal have always been known for attacking football. We've leaked goals. Arteta's now showed up here, and now we can't score goals. So even if we don't think about where it gets us, even in the short term, he needs to address that.
He does need to address that.
Listen.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We're still not addressing the bigger issue. Even if he addresses that, I still don't see this team going on to achieve anything because it's going to be the same thing like what they've done to Wenger, the same thing like what they did to Emery. So we're still going to be in the same position. We're still going to be losers, shall I say. Losers.
Guys, stop. Listen, there's a reason why he wanted Houssam Aouar. There's a reason why we're looking at Dominic Szoboszlai. There's a reason why we're looking at the same type of player. We're looking for a midfielder, a creative midfielder that can play on that left-hand side in the likes of a Jack Grealish. Obviously, we all would love to have Jack Grealish, but I genuinely believe if we're able to get in this January window, if we're able to get a quality midfielder that can impact our performances immediately with the run that we have at the end of the season, with this crazy of a season, let's be honest, top 4 or winning the Europa League is still on. We can still get it, even though at this moment it looks far out of the way. It looks so far away, but you never know where we're going to be at the end of the season. You never know where we're going to be in that time. If a lot of people keep dropping points and the season is as crazy as it is, we at the end of the season, if we somehow win the Europa League or get top 4, we'll be back here saying, you know what? He surprised us all.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the present. Like, that's too far away. We haven't gone past Christmas yet. We still got Christmas to see, man. Come on.
I have to agree. Right. I think the whole thing that the league is crazy. It died with me yesterday. We had a real judge of Leicester's title credentials versus Liverpool, who had so many injuries and they got made to look average. So I don't think the league is that crazy anymore. Fans are going to come back to the stadiums in December, and I think we're going to see the cream rise to the top, which is why we've seen Chelsea get to where they are. So yeah, last word from everybody. Sam, tell us where we can find you, and let us know what you think about Arsenal.
So what I think about Arsenal is we have to stand behind Mikel Arteta. I know fans will disagree, but listen, it's a long process, and we've seen the same result with previous managers. Wenger played good football, but Emery sometimes played good football, and you know what the fans wanted? They wanted him out. But listen, we have to stand behind Arteta and back him. You can find me, Samuel4002 EFC on Twitter, and you can go sub to EGTV Egal. Like and sub, guys.
Love that. Egal, what do you think about Arsenal and where can we find you?
The season already began and people are just causing me headaches all day, man. Honestly. what I'll say is Arsenal, they're good. It's an up and down season, ladies and gentlemen. We have to back our team and back our manager. You can be critical all you want. You can criticize the performances and be upset with the performances.
YouTube channel. I kind of agree with what some of the points the lads have made, but at the same time, I still don't believe that Mikel Arteta is good enough for Arsenal. You know, I don't think anybody's going to sway me now that I've made my choice. And like I said earlier, it's no good being defensively better if you're not scoring goals and getting results.
Fair. What a sad state of affairs we find ourselves in. And Kesh, what about you, mate?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Kesh ASCO4. But yeah, one thing I will say though, like I agree with what Brandon just said. Like obviously, no manager that's not got experience is good enough to come at Arsenal and do anything immediately. I knew that before he was hired, so I accepted that we're gonna have to give him time. He's gonna be learning in the process. Because I know nothing's going to change. I'd rather a manager try and grow, and hopefully it does get to fruition where he brings us some sort of happiness. But to think that we're going to get a top-class manager and everything's just going to go from here to up there, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, man.
I hear it. My name's Adam Charles. You can find me the Fifth Official on YouTube and at TFL Show. And I'm not going to lie, I've been trying to play devil's advocate. I don't really know what I think. I don't know whether I think Arteta should be out. I don't know whether I think he should be in. All I know is he's got a very difficult job on his hands, and I think he could be doing better than he is, but I don't think I or any other manager would be able to do any better than he's currently doing. So all I can say is watch this space, and let's hope that we get into the Champions League, maybe?
God willing.
I don't know. There's one thing that's certain, and that's that I need a gal. But thank you very much for watching, guys. See you later.